All right. This is another Wargame replay cast. I've got my dog on my lap, so if he just fucking starts barking, then I'll fucking have to knife the cunt or something. But we've got Fadeaway and Frank Masterson. We're playing on Mudfight. These guys are pretty decent players, as you can tell by their ranks. Looks like Fadeaway's playing fucking Commonwealth, and that could be US. I'm not too sure. Let's just wait for another unit or something. Okay, so that's actually US, and this looks like it could be Commonwealth, possibly NORAD. No, Commonwealth. All right. Well, let's. I'll go through the deployments just as it ticks over into the game. So quickly, Fadeaway is running with probably some Delta Force. Navy SEALs in the V150s. It's got a Love Scout, second CV, heavy M1A2, Chaparral for helicopters, mortar, and some THs with Canadian rifles. The mortar will be for smoking off the backside of that town there, which is pretty common these days. In the middle, just a slight defensive force, probably some more Delta Force. They actually could be like Rangers or something in that V150. I'm pretty sure you get that availability. Wolverine to go in the back just in case, and some rifles just to hold that town. And super light on the right with just a Lev Recon. As for Frank, we've got Leopard C1. Actually, no, it just come off. Not too sure. I'm not too sure what are in these transports because they could be a whole range of things. But it looks like he's outfitted a lot of his infantry, except those ones. But these could be Milans or something. He's got some mortars. Looks like he's going pretty heavy on the left. Track Rapier, Challenger Mark 1, Chieftain Mark 2, Vickers. Yeah, looks like he's going to try and take Foxtrot, which will be interesting. So yeah, let's just see how it goes. Those mortars, these ones aren't going to fire because he's. I haven't seen them used on the Foxtrot side, to be honest. But we'll see that mortar firing here soon. There you go, starting to fire. So it'll be interesting to see. This is actually going quite aggressive here. I'm not sure if that's a miss micro. No, it doesn't look like it because he's unloaded. Oh, there we go. He stopped it now. So the smoke's coming in now. I don't think Fadeaway's seen any of this. He's just seen the lav. So he hasn't seen any of this stuff down the bottom here yet. But there's the mortars now firing. And his Fadeaway's actually gone with the Block 52 as well, which is interesting. So it looked like Frank's given up on Alpha and is namely going in for. Let's see if Fadeaway can start seeing that stuff now. He'd be saying this stuff, and this to me would be saying this is a push here. So that M1A2 looks like it's going to start coming across the field. Yeah. Fadeaway's seen all this stuff, and this is actually a really big push. So I'm interested to see how Fadeaway reacts to this. He is sitting at a +1 because he's got that extra CV. Interesting, Frank didn't buy an extra CV. It seems as the skill grades go up, the starting off with 2 CVs is not as required, I guess. Aardvark comes in, it probably should do a fair bit of damage to at least those infantry units in those transports. Not particularly. I think the spread's just a little bit too much. But it looks like Frank's done a really good job of taking over Foxtrot here. And if we can get into this forest here, it's some tanks sort of in this tree line, and maybe keep that Vickers sort of in cover somewhere here just to cover that tree line. It's pretty much the game. Well, not the game, excuse me. It's Foxtrot's pretty well defended, I should say. So we've got a little bird coming in. I'm not sure what the plan is with that. It's not going to do much against tanks, especially with 2 track rapiers. They're just going to take it out one shot. Yeah, 1 missile, not even 2. Here we go. Fadeaway smoking off the Milans, which is a really good move to save that M1A2 coming in. We've got another CV just brought in now, actually. So that early point lead Fadeaway has is now going to be negated by that really big map control that Frank does have. M1A2 is pushing up really quite aggressively. Chaparral in close to protect it, as well as the block 52 is actually out. Hopefully get a stun. Doesn't look like it. Milan's going to miss. This should kill it. No, it takes it down to 2 HP. But the GR7 will go down. No, I think it actually made it out. But Milan's actually getting a final shot in the side there. The smoke actually giving a little bit of room to fire and actually getting that kill, which is a really quite a bad loss for Fadeaway at this point. Canadian Rifles duking it out. Once these THs come across, they should be able to deal with those Frank's rifles there. But this is where the action's happening. Interesting, a longbow's come out. It's a bit of a risky move considering he knows that the 2-track rapiers are there. And he's just wasting some missiles on some transports. Hardback coming in. Pretty decent moves considering that the track rapiers have really got pretty shitty range against aircraft. These track rapiers anyway, they're not the FSAs. So at a 0 tick again. There's just so much stuff here. This is going to be really difficult to push out. And I mean, Frank here can almost just leave his micro concentration away from this, because once the SAS come up into the forest, that longbow shouldn't be too hard to deal with. And I mean, yeah, like I said, he can leave his micro concentration away from this and just focus on Alpha and Delta and really start pushing back in. But it looks like we had some really good micro here by Frank. He must have turned off the C6 there to concentrate on the vehicles. And with that man advantage, it looks like he'll probably take care of the rest of the rifles. Although they're not shooting at each other right now. Fadeaway just doing some recon with the longbow, just trying to see if there's anything a little bit further up. He did use some M230 rounds, so he could have possibly killed that Milan squad there. More reinforcements coming in. Fadeaway looking to really lock down this alpha zone, but this is kind of bad. These Pumas will actually kill these little birds. Little bird doesn't really have anything. I mean, it does shoot at helicopters, but it's not going to do much, I don't think. Nice move bringing in the CS. It's also a good move. If he just lands it, or even just leaves it there, he'll be able to detect planes coming in. Doesn't have great optics, but because they come in so close, that will be okay. This is quite dangerous as well. I'm not sure why Frank doesn't be a little bit more aggressive. Longbow comes in. Looks like I will just clean up those transports. Here goes a Puma. This could be bad. Fadeaway's got his guns on. It's going to reveal itself. He's probably racing that CS to come in, and he's actually pushing the center. This is a really good move. I mean, those 2 Milan squads there can just lock down this entire area. Yep, Frank's just put a mark on. You'll probably see a bomber come out as soon as that block disappears. Smoke coming in. There's a GR7. Puma's going to go down, but the GR7 might, what we call there, fire pods there. All these units here, I'd be looking at unloading now. Just so I don't get any kills, deaths. I mean, any of my units die in the transports. It's a pretty good push coming back in. That that Chieftain Mark II is probably the only thing that's a worry right now, but this is bad for fadeaway. It'd be bad if he loses this spot. He's got a lot of units in this alpha zone, so he might maybe look to be a little bit more aggressive and get into this tree line here to take this town. If this M1A1 can kill this Mark II, don't think it will. It's only on half health. Yep, there you go. This LVTP is in a good spot, although the Chieftain will kill it easily, and the 20 SAS will just destroy the smalls and the rangers. Interesting move. He's got a longbow, but he's got no fob. He's got to use the cargo to rearm it. I was going to say fadeaway. Sorry, Frank might be using a mechanized deck, but he's got a Vickers. I'm pretty sure you can't get. Oh, you can get a Vickers in mechanized. This could be a mechanized deck. Oh, you can't get this. Okay, Jesus. Give me a second. Let me just pause it, because I want to go back and actually check. I should have done this at the start, but just give me a second. If this shit loads. So I've got fadeaway, he's got a mixed NORAD, and yep, Frank does have a mechanized deck, as I thought. Alright, Typhoon coming all the way through, just testing out the AA, I suppose. They're going to dogfight it. Oh, that's a nice kill by the block 2 there. Gets one hit, but it's actually going to make it out. Hardback coming in most likely for these transports. Just to clear a path, basically. Lav 25, I think he got a kill on another Lav 25 there. More smalls. Oh no, he's going for the town. I think, no, he's going for down here. Or the SAS. Yeah, the SAS, but he's going to miss, I think. Oh, no, he's not. Down to 4 men only. That's a pretty good bombing run. He just needs this Chieftain. He needs that longbow back in to kill that Chieftain. Chieftain's the only thing holding it back, to be honest, right now. But as we see, Frank's got some more reinforcements coming for the middle. And he's actually pushed up into this town, which is quite aggressive. M1A2 coming back in. That's going to fucking deal with that Chieftain. We saw one GR7 go down, I believe, but he's got a second, I think. M1A2, as long as it stays out of range of the SAS, yeah, it should be okay. LVTP, if these move up, they'll be able to fire on these rifles and it'll be good night. F11C, this is coming for that TACOM, absolutely. He needs that block 52 out ready. Here it comes, it's going to make a turn in. He's got no AA here. LVTPs can't see the rifles. F11C is on its way in. Yep. Here it comes. Fadeaway still hasn't moved his CV. It's coming in. He still hasn't moved. I don't. His attention must be elsewhere. Maybe over here, or. I mean, there's not much happening over here anymore. But he's had to move his only CV back. What's that Chinook? Chinook's got all of them going. I mean, it's only the ammo right now that's needed. So it looks like Frank's just bypassed this whole town and just going straight in. M1A2 coming in for support. If he's got that GR7 still alive, he will be pushing that in soon. No doubt. These smalls can't deal with all this stuff. Just the bulk of infantry being used is just way too much for fadeaway right now, unfortunately. Smalls getting in, they'll clean up the SAS. M1A2, good fire support, will can completely destroy that Mark II there. LVTP is getting some good fire down the town, but it's not really on the infantry. Excuse me. Timing. We've got no recon here as well for fadeaway. Here comes the GR7. He's racing to get it back into the cover before it fires. No, he's not. He's moving it. So that's just an easy right click. And that's going to get it down to 2 HP. Here all 4 of those LGBs come in. Down to 2 HP. Longbow again, just wasting its missiles on transports. Look, I'm not. I can't bag too much because I'm fucking horrible with the longbow. Got some more rifles finally coming in, but he needs to repair that M1A2 ASAP. Interesting. Frank's got some probably SAS in that. Hasn't really used it, and he's pushing these s'mores up pretty aggressively. Longbow is coming in. He could probably sneak this M1A2 out just a little bit, kill off these rapiers. And I mean, these aren't too bad. Oh, it's going to be close, isn't it? I mean, these rifles aren't too much of a threat right now because you can hold them off with this LVTP, basically. Although it's going to get killed by this starfighter. It looks like... No, it's gone for one of the longbows. Interesting. Really good move. Because that was one of the main things holding fadeaway. Sorry, holding Frank at bay. Another CV comes in. That will still only have it at +1. He's moving out this M1A2. Honestly, I probably would have left it in the forest, because that way there's no chance of it being spotted. And you get an easy repair. See, look, here comes the GR7. But that's hidden right now, so that's okay. F111C will probably kill off these rifles, maybe these THs. Let's see where he bombs. No, fails to drop bombs. And GR7 fails to drop bombs. They could have been... He's scrambling to get that M1A2 away into cover. Block 52, yep, gets the F111C really good. And if it does well, it'll be able to get the GR7 as well. Dogfight. It's got some Vulcan kills, hits on it. Got stunned just in the nick of time, I think. No, I got one LGB away, but there's a second block second Harrier go down. So that's a killer fucking block 2 there. F111E Aardvark coming in just in time for the infantry to push in. Heaps of fire support behind the infantry. Did he drop bombs? I'm not too sure. But he's got an aggressive move getting that Iltis in. All these THs and the LVTPs should wipe out these rifles once they start firing on the infantry. And he probably needs to turn off fuel and ammunition and really concentrate on getting that HP back up. So this is a good move here by Fadeaway, really good. I mean, he's only at a -1, but I think if that M1A2 goes down, it's not looking too good. And I mean, you can tell on how long the game goes for. It might not go for very much longer. So it's got that M1A2 back up to at least half health. Aardvark comes in. Again, doesn't drop bombs. I think he could just be going for mortars, yep. you don't want to get side shot here. Maybe the lav can get a side shot. It's a risky position because you don't know what your opposition has in this tree line. And I mean, even a 40-point tank. Oh, there goes a CV. That's horrible. Yeah, so if M1A2 is running up this road, 40-point tank, easy side shot if it hits. Maybe not 40, maybe 50 or something. Depends on the AP, obviously. Once you got more SAS, yeah. Another CV. So he's lost 1, 2. He's used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 CVs. 5 CVs. He's probably only got 7. Imagine if this Lynx 20 mil kills off this M1A2. Pivads, what's it firing at? Green jackets. Staying aggressive with that M1A2, which is a good move. Frank's putting in stuff in the side, just. So he's turned on that lav to get shots in the rear, but M1A2 actually turning its turret and getting that kill. Interesting. The ranges are too far back to spot that CV there. But, I mean, Frank can see the CV coming in, so he's just going to... And now the Pivads is too far away. If he loses this CV, that's probably why the game finished, to be honest. Gets stunned. Engine stall, gearbox hit. Ripperoonie CV. 1 HP, it's gone. Yeah, just too late. Interesting, Fadeaway's playing with auto evac off. There's another CV, and he still hasn't cleared out these rifles. I think he's pushing out these ranges to find that CV. Aardvark takes a hit from the SAS. Fuck, that Puma did fucking work, didn't it? But we've got some Milans as well as a Stormer being brought in. He probably should be pushing some of these down into the forest. He's got 50 of them there. Oh, potential of 50. Those are only half full. Starfighter coming in. We'll rocket the Rangers. Yep. He actually got that kill on that CV. So this, he's actually put his CV up here. And Frank's just fucking walking through this town. M1A2 down to 1 HP. The Milans will kill it off, and that will be game. Yeah. Interesting. Quite different to how this map's usually played. Frank went down the side. He actually had a worse kill death, but he definitely got the win. So yeah, interesting match. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.